Hello everybody, Janet Urban here, founder of Friends in Film. Welcome to our podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you insights that you will not learn anywhere, not in film school, not online, not from anybody, even people on film sets will not know what I'm teaching you because we have studied how to go very fast into the film industry and create a career out of it. And that is what this podcast is about, and that is what the A-List program is about, which is our main flagship program that all these people all over the world are doing to work in the film industry. So enjoy today's podcast, and thank you so much for listening. Why do you think that you might not belong?
Possibly because in other industries that I've worked in, I didn't. So that was always a big factor. They wanted me to fit in.
How do you know that you didn't belong? What, they said you don't belong here?
I was, told all the time.
They told you all the time you don't belong here?
Yeah, and I know that, but I just feel like, I don't know, because of what I've experienced, it's become like an insecurity. Even though every time I'm on set, I feel at home. You know, I feel like I always attract the attention of producers. Even though I've just done extra work, they've always spoken to me, producers, directors, always complimented my ability, my talent. Yeah. And, but even so, I still have this insecurity and I don't know how to not have it.
Let's look at where it comes from. Let's just take on that one right there. Because I'm afraid I don't belong is coming from a situation that happened in the past. So what happened that you now think that you don't belong? Just tell me in a really quick nutshell, just the facts.
My boss used to say it to me all the time that I don't fit in. I'm not like my coworkers, and maybe I should do something else. Even though I was a high value worker, I was in politics.
Okay, all right. So you think that the thought got stuck in your brain that I don't belong because you worked in politics and your boss said, you're too nice. You're not like the other people.
Well, he basically said I was giving too much time to the constituents and when I heard them out and such, and that I should just treat them, so to speak, not in these words, but I should treat them like numbers to get more work done.
What do you think about what he said about that?
Well, in some cases, I feel like sometimes the constituents did take too much time, but at the same time, I was there to help people, so why not do it thoroughly?
So it sounds like you don't really agree with what he told you. I'm going to suggest to you that it was just a thought that got stuck in your brain that you never challenged. I don't belong just got stuck there. And then you practiced a lot and you found a lot of evidence for it being true, because once you get stuck on a thought like that, you're like, you see that as through your life through that lens, and you're like, wait a second, oh, those people walked away from me because I don't belong. Oh, this conversation that person had to leave because I don't belong. And so you just find evidence for it to support something you don't even want to believe. So it's not a big deal. It's just a thought that got stuck there. But at this point, it doesn't serve you anymore.
I'll start affirming, every time it comes into my mind, I'll start affirming different beliefs and continue that thought process, and hopefully I'll become a pattern soon enough.
Decide, yeah. Because when you think the thought, I don't belong, how do you feel?
It brings me down and I feel like weighted.
And then when you're feeling weighted or heavy, how do you show up?
Like when I'm on set, it doesn't matter. It always brings the light out of me. So I always feel elated. But if I'm not on set, it makes me kind of a bit depressed. So I don't do as much as I can. And I kind of accidentally, I could say, self-sabotage. Like opportunities that come my way and possibly relationships. And I have to learn not to do that, which has been very difficult. And I've had to remove a lot of people in my life that kept that narrative going. So it's been lonely as well.
So wives, listen to how you're speaking, that narrative. You understand it. Yeah, you do kind of understand it, but what you haven't learned yet was to be intentional with your thinking, because you're like, when it happens, it doesn't happen. You choose your thoughts. You choose what to focus on. So when you choose to believe that I don't belong, then you feel heavy, then you judge yourself, and you look for evidence that you don't belong, and you don't connect with people, and you're not curious about other people because you're so in pain for yourself. So the result that you're creating with I don't belong, the thought I don't belong, that makes you feel heavy, that makes you not connect with people and go into your head, is you make yourself not belong. That's the result that you're creating with that thought. Why do you choose to think I don't belong?
Like you said, it was a pattern, but now I don't want to resonate with that. And I want to discard it because it doesn't align with my truth. And in the beginning, I should have never allowed someone else's words to impact me so heavily. But I think, I don't know. I don't know why I even let them impact me that way. But it was over a long period of time as well. I was there for a long time. So I kept hearing the same things over and over.
It doesn't matter why. All that matters is today, because the past doesn't exist except for our thinking about the past. So all of that stuff, it's just memories now. It doesn't exist. All that exists is how we think about the past. You could think about that past situation any way you want. That made me so good at connecting with people. Or I actually was so good at connecting with people that the boss, it was all about the money or about the purpose, and that just wasn't where he was at. But I've always been so good at making people feel belonged and connecting with people. That's really, I'm so good at that. And you have evidence for that too, don't you? When you go on a film set, you feel like you belong. So what are you thinking that's making you feel like acceptance and love?
I become kind of thoughtless. I don't think, I just am.
Oh,
It's like my being is just within me, like, and fully present. I don't need to think about anything. I'm not stressed about anything. I literally just, I'm there, and all I want to do is my best. And I want to perform. I want to bring like what I can to the table and more if I can, you know?
those are your thoughts. Those are your thoughts that you're thinking then. That's creating that result. So your thoughts are, I'm here to create. This is my space. I'm just being. I'm with these people to create. Those are your thoughts. You're not thinking I don't belong at all. Yeah. So that's why you feel so connected. Yeah. You feel so connected. So just believe that instead of the other one. I mean, I don't belong. It feels like a lie.
Exactly. You're so right. Thank you.
Yeah. That was so good. Thank you. Thanks so much for listening. And if you want to take your career to the next level in the film industry, go to friendsinfilm.com/join. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. You can sign up for our mini course, learn about the A-list model, and then you can take it all the way and do the A-list program. So that's friendsinfilm.com/join. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, everybody.